Oh dear. I'm not 100% sure what the purpose of this video is. Well, I do have a purpose. You can see before you a broken betting man. um, Really, it's to highlight a couple of things actually. There's a short apology for something, uh, a look back at a couple of winners, which I didn't back. Um, and good prices as well, they always hurt. And a focus on one and a couple of things I didn't take note of. And always when a horse wins, it clarifies after the race about different things. You might get something from that particular ramble on. And the other thing really is to demonstrate, I suppose, that this is the betting game and what a bloody tough one it is mentally more than anything. Yesterday was superb. Um, there's three things I get a lot of satisfaction from uh, generally across the blog. One is 3 mile plus handicap chases, generally in the mud, or big races in general as well over sticks, and solving that puzzle because that's rather satisfying over time. The history suggests I've solved enough um, to keep the betting bank ticking along, and I get a great thrill from watching horses win like that yesterday. Uh, Two is devising systematic strategies for you to follow that will hopefully do well over time, and collectively they have done across both codes, although clearly a couple of them have hit a bit of a bump in the road at the moment, but that will turn around in time. And the third thing is providing information and stats and angles and a space where you can discuss such things amongst yourselves as well within the comments, which help you find winners and back decent price winners and ultimately enjoy the game, and with any luck see your betting bank creep up over time. So all those things are the positives and what I get satisfaction from. Those of you who have followed me for any length of time may understand or not that I have quite high standards of myself, I suppose, or maybe expectations is the word. And days like today, as I speak to you at 5:10, of course, Bescott Springs is going to romp to victory. He might not. He's 12. That's quite heavy ground with quite a long break, but 8-1 was worth a stab. And he owes us nothing, the old boy. So he may make me feel better. Yeah, days like this are bloody frustrating for me personally because I was not right at all. And I hate being wrong. I'm what I call a restless perfectionist when it comes to horse racing, which I think is the mindset to be on. Every race I tip in, every on the members post, unexposed horse doing something different, Lady Peregon, however we say her name, who I will mention in a minute. Every one of those that wins and is unbacked, every handicap chase I tip in and don't find the winner annoys me now. And I think I should find the winner of all those races. Now, clearly that's ridiculous. That isn't misplaced arrogance. That's the mindset I like to have because that's what drives you to get, well, drives me to get better and to look and analyze and hopefully solve the puzzle at a more regular rate moving forwards. And God, it's frustrating, isn't it? There'll be some of you watching this who probably didn't back the Andrew Balding winner at Epsom, and probably didn't back the Roger Varian 12-1. Laugh a Minute was widely available at 20-1 this morning. I didn't have a penny on. So the first thing is a short apology because, and this does happen, I do miss things when I'm doing the notes, and that's just human error. You'll have seen the amount of times Mike, who's a superstar, will point out when I miss a qualifier on said day from the main stats pack. It does happen. The thing that annoyed me most with this, other than not backing him, but thankfully it sounds like some of you did, is Al Jazeera, no pointers, but Kumani stats are all runners are solid. Yeah, so same logic for that horse. Should have put up this horse, and I have no idea. I'm still thinking why I didn't. But if you look at the St Ledger notes, look at Roger Varian there. Last 3 years, St Ledger meeting 23 runners, 7 wins, 14 places, plus 64 Betfair starting price. Just back the lot that are a decent price. I wouldn't go short because you know what my take is on short price horses, kind of under 7 to 2 as a cut-off, I suppose. So I should have just listed all of his runners. Now, if I'd have listed Laugh a Minute, I would have then looked at it. Great Prospect was a bit too short for me personally in the context of that race, and I didn't really. I saw his price and kind of didn't bother looking at the race. So that's annoying because if I'd have put the Roger Varian horse down there, I may have looked at it and backed it personally, and probably more importantly, some of you who may not have backed Laugh a Minute may well have backed Laugh a Minute. So if that's the case, apologies, slap on the wrist. We'll move on from that. Nick did some superb work on Andrea Xeni, and I should think he's feeling a bit like I am now as well, because having posted up his stats and then I had a look at them, again, they were kind of back blind stats. There were a few positives where you could go in a bit bigger or be more confident, and neither of us backed him. So we are a right couple of mugs on this particular occasion. My goodness me, it's frustrating. 20 to 1. You do all the hard work and then you don't back the bloody good prize winner. But there we go. There was a 1-2 at Listel, at least, short odds. There we go. Now, the other thing I'm going to mention, well, Native Soldiers ran a shocker, and clearly my flat tipping, as I mentioned in the notes, well, this really frustrates me because one of the ways in, as I say to all of you good folk who are members, is to use, obviously there's systematic approaches, but to use the qualifiers as starting points and use your subjective judgment. And it drives me balmy that as yet I am failing. Well, at the moment I'm failing to use my own subjective judgment in the world of horse racing, to use my own qualifiers to make a profit. And they are just bumping. And there's Native Soldier is probably still running, I think he might be, who was fine on the profile. I've got no problem with tipping him just at that price. Was it too short because of the trainer form? I'm saying that with hindsight, so I didn't think that before, so we won't think it now. Lady Perignon for Andrew Balding is frustrating, and I'm starting to think maybe we should take, or I should look at a more systematic approach to the lightly raced, doing something different. Does it qualify against the stats? Is the horse lightly raced? Are they doing something different? Are they a backable price? Enough of those have won at decent prices, probably to do quite well. And I looked at her this morning, excuse me, and I'll touch on the things she didn't do. You will see there the thing of interest was the drop down in class. Now, she'd done nothing, but she'd been running at class 2 and class 4s. I'm an amateur sometime, looked at those last 3 runs where she's been out the back of the telly and thought, questionable. I've taken a judgment on form where really the stats and the profile are doing something different, and the price should bury that a bit further back in the analytical mindset. One was over 10 furlong on soft, might not have been ideal. Class 2s, class 4. The thing that I didn't notice before the race, which I noticed after the race, was the rest pattern, which you may want to note. And of course, there's always so many different things and variables that you can think of, and you can't think of them all. And mistakes such as this will happen, but you have to try and give yourself every chance. 2nd of July, 2nd of August, 2nd of September. So she's had 1 month between each run, which is quite a long time for a flat horse, really. Never really fancied in the market. Suddenly turns up here 12 days later, which I hadn't really noticed. So you could do a fitness kind of rest pattern angle there. Maybe she had niggly problems. Maybe they changed training regime, training pattern. And she dropped in class. And before this, she was only 1 from 6 3 places. And there were some decent efforts there. And at that price, you can 14 to 1. You should be able to give up or forgive quite a lot. And the other thing was pace. She was Shifting Star was a front runner, but he didn't. He was 12. Maybe his legs weren't quick enough. And Lady Perignon was really the only other out and out front runner in the race. And she got to the front, and Jimmy Fortune dictated. I watched the race. I didn't bet on her. You could tell halfway through I was just thinking he's going to stay there because he was going the pace he wanted to go. So that is annoying and frustrating, and another unexposed, doing something different horse that I haven't backed and didn't even mention the sodding thing in the notes. And to compound the misery, the odd horse I did back has come second, Grandad's World. God, that was frustrating. I thought he was going to win. And what else did we back that came second? I'm sure we backed something else. Al Jazeera came second. Yeah, backed him as well. So there we go. That was frustrating. And yeah, that's that really. So yeah, quick apology for not listing that horse under variant all runners. I'll do that from now on, but probably too late. And another one there for Lady Perignon, not mentioning her. So the purpose of that, there's that rest pattern idea that is something to think about and for me to think about. And another example of a lightly raced horse doing something different in terms of drop in class and a price. And really just to get the idea that there's many days like this. The thing is to try and learn and get better and not keep repeating the same mistakes, which I seem to have a habit of doing at the moment. And that is betting. Yeah, many good days. There are generally many more bad days, and the idea is obviously the betting bank increases in time, and the good days more than make up for the bad days. But I am pleased that some of you, by the looks of the comments, did have a go on one or both of those winners, so that's always good. Well done. Give yourself a pat on the back. You can be cocky, you can be happy. I don't mind. I'm just really pissed off with myself. And that's how I like it to be when I've made absolute howlers. So we'll try and not do those again, which we will. We'll make the same mistakes again. Don't worry about that. The key is to not do them so often. So that's that. If you didn't back either of those two winners, this video may make you feel better. It may make you feel worse. You will miss winners. That's the final thing I'll say, because I've been going on long enough on this video to nowhere. This approach, because it is, I know it's a lot, there's sometimes lots to look through. You may not have had time to look through the Doncaster card or the notes. You may have been busy working, blah, blah, blah. You may have just focused on the advice strategies. You will miss winners, and finding a way of coping with that and enjoying when you do find the winners at nice prices, and hopefully showing progress over a period of time. Hopefully you are happy with whatever approach you would take and whatever progress you make over time. And if we can all get better together and all start backing more winners together, that will be joyous. And at 13 minutes, I will leave that there. And fingers crossed, Bescot Springs can improve at the moment what is a rather dull and irritable mood. So yes, I will leave that there. You may or may not have found this video useful, but it's good for you to know, I think, when I have a shocker. Because it's not always brilliant on the winners and using my own sodding information to profit from this great game of ours. So on we go, on to Friday and the weekend, and I will leave that there. So yeah, this is me saying bye again, and see you again soon.